Basically, every SMG I pick up has a horrible build, and I get so many comments and just asking what's the best SMG. So today I narrowed down all the SMGs into the top 5 with the best classes that you should be using. With the first gun being an honorable mention of the Compact 92. This is actually the fastest killing SMG in the game, and so people are probably wondering why it's an honorable mention. It's just that it's a little bit difficult to use, and so that's why you don't really see it being too popular. But a lot of times people just have like the wrong build, and so this build basically has no recoil whatsoever. I will go over another no recoil build, but if you do want to run the 8 attachments, this is what I recommend you guys to use. For the barrel, you actually can use the integrated suppressed barrel. This can increase that damage range and the bullet velocity, making the thing a lot stronger while also keeping you off the radar. And then you don't really have to rock a muzzle on there because it already has a muzzle built in, and so I really do like that barrel on this gun. For the underbarrel, I'm going to be using the Ranger for it, just so I can move around a little bit faster. When you're warmed up with the gun, you should be perfectly fine with the Ranger, although the vertical will make the gun so much easier to use, and so I think majority are actually going to enjoy that vertical for it. For the magazine, run the extended mag 2. Yes, it does lower the ammo count, but this thing has such a fast fire rate that you are going to be running out of ammo mid gunfight, and that's like the worst feeling in the world. The extended mag 1 also works. You're still gonna have 40 rounds, but I think the 50 just makes it feel amazing. For the rear grip on basically every SMG, you want to use the ergonomic grip. Allows you to play aggressive without really having any delays. If you're feeling like this game is very sluggish, that's because of all the delays before you do anything. If you jump shoot, if you jump ADS, if you slide, if you dive, there's a delay. That's gonna help cut down on those delays. Another thing that's gonna make the game feel a lot more fluid is gonna be the no stock. I like this on the guns I have to play very aggressively with. This gun, you gotta basically Diddy style the enemies, and with this no stock, it allows you to move around a little bit faster. For the laser, we are using the fast motion laser for the same reasons as before. If we do want to hip fire mid gunfire or just slide into that gunfight, this is going to make it so your hip fire hits a little bit more shots, although the enemies can see your laser, and so if that is annoying, then definitely just take off the laser, or you can add the Strelok laser, which is going to increase the hip fire to ADS accuracy. I'll show you guys how overpowered this laser is on a few other builds. And then lastly, for the fire mods, we are going to be adding the recoil springs. Given, you know, this gun has a lot of recoil, might as well add a little bit more control. With all that said, this is going to be my favorite gunfighter Compact 92. If you do want to rock the 5 attachments, take off the optic, we're going to take off the laser and the stock, and so now you're still going to have a good amount of mobility. You're not going to really have to worry about reloading. You got that maximum range, a recoil control with the fire mods and the underbarrel. Definitely a very good class. Now, if you guys do want to maximize that damage range, you can go over here, add the long barrel, and then add the compensator. You're going to have very little recoil with also having the most amount of damage range. Just keep in mind you are going to be on the radar. Now, that's going to wrap it up for the honorable mention. The first gun that we are going to be going over, this is going to be my favorite C9 class. Definitely the best one in the game. We got that fast ADS, absolutely no recoil, and then we also have that Strelok laser. As you guys can see, it basically makes it so we have 100% accuracy before we're even fully ADS. So if you are jumping around a wall, it just makes it so more shots actually land on target and you can kind of pre-fire the enemies. For the muzzle though, to stay off the radar, making it a little bit easier to flank and build up that streak, we are going to be using the suppressor. But if you do want to maximize control, definitely use the compensator. It gives you a lot of gun kick control and vertical recoil control, overall making the iron sights not really shake whatsoever, which is also why we have the recoil springs on here. This gives us a balance of the horizontal and the vertical. This gun has a lot of side-to-side bounce, and so the recoil springs really do make this gun easy to use. Although if I'm on like Stakeout or any of those really tiny maps, usually I will add the rapid fire. Yes, it does bring down that damage range, but that's why I just use it on these smaller maps, and then you get a very fast TTK similar to that Compact 92. Next up, for the barrel, since the damage fall off on the SMGs is horrible, you have to run the long barrel. I still see people rocking the reinforce, which yes, the reinforce is nice because it gives you bullet velocity and damage range, but it doesn't really give you that much damage range. The long barrel really increases that, so then you actually can win those gunfights at medium range against the AR players. With the underbarrel, yes, there's a lot of side-to-side bounce, but once you're used to this gun and because of those recoil springs, you should be fine to rock the Ranger forward, and so you can take advantage of that sprinting movement speed. Although if you do want to maximize that control, definitely use that vertical forward. For the magazine, we are using the extended mag 1. This gun doesn't have the craziest fire rates, so you could get away with the flip mag. This isn't going to lower the ammo at all, but it allows you to reload fast, which sometimes can come in more in clutch than the extended mag would, because the extended mag does make it so you reload slower. Overall though, usually I do better with the extended mag. Again, for the rear grip, we are using the ergonomic grip. If you are hip firing a lot, the CQB will be better, but majority of the time you are sliding ADSing into a gunfight, and so that's why we're using the ergonomic over the CQB. For the stock, the infiltrator stock is such a great stock. I love this thing. It makes it feel like an OG MP5, and then it also makes it so we can strafe extremely fast, and so now you're going to easily activate the rotational aim assist, which is like an extra aim assist boost, and then also makes you a harder target to hit. I definitely like the infiltrator on there. The balance stock is good on on some SMGs, but if it doesn't give you like double arrows on all these things, I typically don't use that, and I lean more towards the infiltrator or that no stock. The other stocks are good for like the ARs, but for SMGs you want to stick between those ones. Again, we got the Strelok laser on there. If you're playing aggressive, you can add the fast motion, then the recoil springs. For the 5 attachment build, what I would honestly do is take off the Strelok laser, take off the fire mods, and then take off the magazine. If you do want to run a magazine, then I would probably take off the infiltrator stock and then add the extended mag. And if you don't really care to be on the radar, then you can just take off the muzzle and then add like a stock on there. There's not that much vertical recoil, it's just a lot of horizontal, and so that's why you don't really see too many people rocking a muzzle if they don't mind being on the radar. This next gun is one of my favorite guns in the game. It's a very OP Tanto class. It's basically a pocket AR, and I'll show you guys how to make this thing actually kill in 2 shots. This build, my favorite one, does kill in 3 shots. You just got to hit them in the head. If we look at that damage profile over here, you guys can see 45 damage to the head and then 38 damage to like the shins. So you can literally hit 3 shin shots up to 10 meters and get a 3-shot kill. 10 meters really isn't that far though, which is why we do have the long barrel. That's like the biggest downside of the gun, is that it's really good at long range, or it's supposed to be good at long range, but then it doesn't do that much damage, and so just don't really miss with the gun. If you miss, the TTK drastically goes up, and so that's why we have the rapid fire on there, just to make it so we can fire the gun about 12% faster, which definitely comes in clutch. The only downside is that it does lower that bullet velocity, but as long as you have a bullet velocity of like above 500, you're typically going to be perfectly fine. That means you're going to have hit scan up to about 25 meters, so you don't really need to lead your shots, and those shots are going to be easy to hit because we have the Ranger foregrip. There's really not that much horizontal recoil, but there is a little bit, so this is going to eliminate that, as well as making the weapon feel so much lighter. And then the main thing on this weapon is that there's like a lot of gun kick. It just shakes a lot, which is why we're using the ported compensator over like a suppressor. You still can get away with the suppressor, but the gun will be so much easier to use with the ported, which the ported is better than the compensator for the Tanto, just because the ported is going to really reduce the first few shots of recoil, and this gun only takes a couple shots to kill, and so the ported is just going to make it easy to hit those shots. For the magazine, because the fire rate's a little bit slower, I recommend the flip mag. Just allows you to reload a little bit quicker, just like that C9 build, but extended mag might be better if you're playing on like Nuketown, where you really do need the extra ammo just when you're spawn trapping. Again, we are using the ergonomic grip. For the stock, in this case, we are using the balance stock over any of these. The no stock is good, but I found more value out of the balance stock, just allowing me to strafe very quickly. And you guys can see the double arrows on there. And so in this case, it really does make sense to rock the balance. For the laser, we got the Strelok, and this is going to be my favorite 8 attachment Tanto .22. I think the iron sights are great, so you don't really need an optic. But if you do want to rock an optic, I'd probably take off the magazine or take off the laser. Now for the 5 attachment build, we're going to take off the laser. We are going to take off the flip mag, and then we will take off the underbarrel. There's not that much recoil on the weapon, so now you're not going to have that much kick, and then also it's going to be pretty easy to hit those shots. By the way, if you're stressing about camos or simply just don't have time for them, check out my long-term sponsor Guapsi. They will legitimately play in your account to hard unlock whatever you please. They can do the camos to the gun levels, and this goes for zombies, Warzone, and multiplayer. They don't use an unlock tool, and this doesn't break 2S, so there is no risk of being banned, and no one has before. So if you want to save your time and energy, go to the top link in my description and check out Guapsi. For the next gun, this is going to be the SAUG, and a lot of people don't use the SAUG, but you should rock the SAUG because it has one of the fastest TTKs while also having no recoil, making it really easy to use at any range. A lot of people don't rock the rapid fire. I really don't know why. Like, typically you don't rock the rapid fire if it kills the range a lot and just adds so much recoil. This gun doesn't have any recoil with rapid fire, so might as well make it so it can shoot 8% faster. That's pretty good. The only thing is that you got to rock the reinforced barrel instead of the long barrel, because if we rock the long barrel, our bullet velocity is going to be like below 500 meters per second, and that's just going to make it so the hit registration isn't that good. It's going to just make it feel like you're shooting marshmallows. The reinforced gives you a balance of that damage range and the bullet velocity. Yes, it doesn't have that much range, but you should be playing pretty aggressive with the weapon anyways. That's why we got the fast motion on there, just making it so our hip fire spread is a lot tighter. You are going to want to use the light stock. I usually always rock this if I'm hip firing a lot, if I'm in the enemy's face, just because it allows you to hip fire like strafe a little bit faster, and you can walk a little bit faster. The other stocks are pretty good. Like the balance stock is also a very good one. You guys can see the double arrows on there, so it's completely up to you. For me, I like the light stock. Again, we do have the ergonomic. I know I said if you're hip firing a lot, use the CQB, but I just ADS in majority of my gunfights up close, and so the ergonomic just benefits me more. For the magazine, you don't really need the extended mag 2. This definitely is a little bit OD. You don't need 55 bullets, but I just hate running out of ammo, so for me, I like that. but you'll probably be fine with the extended mag 1. If you aren't rocking the rapid fire, you actually could do like the flip mag, because yes, the gun fires fast, but it comes with 36 bullets, so you're kind of fine with that. And then to reduce a lot of that recoil, we are using the vertical foregrip. You can get away with the Ranger, but you'll notice if like you're fighting an enemy on like a head glitch who's pretty good at the game, you're gonna miss a couple shots with the Ranger compared to the vertical. And then we do have a suppressor on there. You could go over here and add the compensator. The compensator would be better than the porta just because you're firing out so many bullets. The suppressor though, I just like it because it keeps you off the radar, allowing you to build up that streak. It makes tactical nukes so much easier. This is my favorite gunfighter SAUG. Now for the 5 attachment, we are going to be going over to the barrel. We're going to add the long barrel. We're going to take off the rapid fire, take off the laser, and then we will take off the stock. Actually, no, we'll take off the magazine, and then we will keep the stock on there. And so this is a very balanced, like 5 attachment SAUG. I got a couple other builds, so if you guys are liking these ones and you want to see more, definitely subscribe to the channel with the noties on so you get notified whenever I upload. And if you do find this video helpful so far, a like is appreciated. Now, this next gun is going to be the JACKAL, and this is actually the fastest killing JACKAL. Because we got the rapid fire on there. Yes, it does make the shots a little bit harder to hit, but not that much recoil once you're used to the gun. I'll give you another variation in case you do want to have a little bit more range. Like you could basically use the same class, go over here, add the recoil springs, and then you'll literally have no recoil with also having a suppressor. For me though, I really like the rapid fire, and then we are going to be adding the Strelok laser just so we can, like, you know, pre-fire the enemies around a corner, or just in general we can just shoot the gun off a little bit faster after sprinting. And then for the, while also having a lot of accuracy. For the stock, we are using the balance again because we got the double arrows on there. This is what the professional players use, and so that should tell you something. For the rear grip, again, the ergonomic grip. I hope in the future we get some other cool attachments that add a little bit more variety, because I feel like the ergonomic and some other ones are basically a crutch attachment, so might as well just build it into the gun if everyone's already rocking it. And then for the magazine, we are using the extended mag 1 because you are going to be getting a lot of kills. You're going to be going on a lot of streaks, and with that rapid fire, you are going to be blowing through ammo, so the extended mag definitely helps out right there. Even if I'm not rocking rapid fire, I'll use the extended mag. For the underbarrel, we are using the Ranger. Since the gun does have rapid fire, you probably want to do the vertical. It's just if you're warmed up, you should be fine with the Ranger, and you can take advantage of the extra sprinting and tactical sprinting movement speed. For the barrel, we are using the long barrel on here. Oh, actually, no, we don't want to use long barrel. Sorry, the reinforced, just because the bow velocity would be below 500. Now it's going to be around 600, and so you basically have hit scan in every single engagement that you take, while also having a pretty good amount of damage range. The effective damage range now is 17 meters, and that's better than a lot of the SMGs in the game. And then for the muzzle, we are using the suppressor just to make it easier to stay off. I mean, make it so we could stay off the radar, bro. I suck at speaking. This is my favorite 8 attachment build, but you guys could also add the recoil springs and then add the long barrel. This will definitely be more of a consistent one. Now, if you are rocking this thing in the 5 attachments, we are going to be going over to the compensator, adding that, and then we are going to take off the laser, take off the Strelok, take off the underbarrel, and we will use something like this. Yes, you're going to be moving around a little bit slower, so if that is annoying, you can take off the magazine or the stock and then add the underbarrel, but you should be perfectly fine with this. And so now we're going to have no recoil. We're going to be off the radar. I mean, not off the radar, but yeah, we already know. Sorry, guys. I am actually horrible today. I think it's the retainers. I just got Invisalign, so I just like, I feel like there's something in my mouth. And that's what she said. This last gun is going to be the PP Bison. Very underrated gun. I don't know why more people don't use it. I love it. One of my favorite guns in the game because you never really have to reload. And with this build, you have a lot of ammo. That's because we are using the fast mag 2. I guess we don't have a lot. We have 40 bullets, but that's still pretty good. If you want extra ammo, you can literally just add the fast mag. You'll have 50 bullets, like, or you can just not run a magazine whatsoever, and it comes with 64. I feel like that's so OD to where like you really don't need that much ammo for an SMG. For the barrel, we are using the reinforced barrel just because we are using the rapid fire. This gun does have a slower TTK, and that's why I think a lot of people don't use the gun. So the rapid fire is going to bring that up, but it brings down the range and the bow velocity, so you gotta rock the reinforced barrel. And the damage range is like 20 meters, and I think this gun has the best damage range out of all the SMGs, and that's why I feel so good in Warzone. For the muzzle, we are using the suppressor because there is actually no recoil in the weapon. It is so unbelievably easy to use. And then we are using an optic on here. I do prefer the 5 attachment build because the iron sights are very good and you don't really need all those attachments. But if you do want to rock the gunfighter, I recommend the Kepler, although you can rock really whatever optic you want. Again, for the rear grip, we do have the ergonomic grip. We are using the infiltrator stock in here just so at range we are strafing like crazy. It's really difficult for the enemies to hit us. With the balance, we're not really getting that much benefit, and the no stock is good, but I just get more benefit out of the infiltrator stock. Rocking rocking the Strelok laser. And then lastly, we do have the rapid fire on there, increasing that TTK. If you guys want more of a consistent build, you can add the overpressured rounds, go over to the barrel and add the long barrel. So now you're gonna have maximum range. You're never gonna really have to lead your shots. And then we also have all the benefits of the other attachments. And then lastly, for the 5 attachment build, let's take off the optic, take off the laser, take off the fire mod, and then you can keep the fast mag. Obviously, you can do the fast mag 2 if you want. I just think most of you will like the fast mag 1. There's the best 5 attachment build, which that is going to wrap it up for this video. If you guys are curious of my favorite perks and stuff, these are my favorite, I guess, but it is super enjoyable to rock this because you just have unlimited blast traps. It makes tactical nukes a whole lot easier. Apologies for the horrible commentary, but I hope you guys did find some value out of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the setup. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and deuces.